companion. Okay,
Oh, I apologize. I forgot that this could be a live meeting.
it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's why don't we begin? It is 2:07 on December 9th, 2024. This is the town's real estate assessment committee. And sort of let's go through before I start, let's make sure that all members are present, because I know we have some on Zoom. So when I call your name, please say here. Nat Lowell.
Here.
Thomas Barda.
Here.
Let's see, Lee Saperstein.
And I'm here.
Excellent. All right. All right. Why don't we, may I have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
So moved.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Motion
Okay,
made.
Thomas, is yours.
Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Nat Lowell.
Here. I mean, aye, sorry.
Thomas Barda.
Aye.
Lee Saperstein.
Aye.
Chair John Brescher votes aye as well. Okay. Oh, now we got feedback.
Joe, who is the member logged in as Jesse?
That would be my lovely bride. Yeah, that's the one. She's here for one of the public matters that I will be recusing myself from.
Okay.
As you say, do you want to?
There you go.
Oh, hi there.
Hello.
All right, is that better?
I think so. Yeah, much better.
Okay, good, sorry.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, approval of the minutes from July and August. Do we get copies of those? Are we ready to approve those? We're not ready to approve those. Great. We're going to table those for the next meeting. Public comment. This meeting does feature public comment, so any members of the public who wish to speak on matters that are not on the agenda, now is your opportunity to do so. Not seeing any, we'll move on to real estate matters. Okay. Folger Road, or Tracy, you want to go through this? Because
Sure.
I think I have to recuse myself for everything on Folger.
So I'm just gonna bring up the,
Off of Sherman Turnpike one. There's only 4 or 5 of these roads, same name. Roughly. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, I'm gonna try to share my screen. So this is, my first group, yard sale, conveyance. Giving it an attempt, it's a lot, cause it's, 6 parcels that are gonna be done all at once. And, so it's parcels A through F being conveyed to each of the abutters that abut their lot on this plan. This was the taking plan. And not sure what else to say about it. Jesse has very kindly worked out, the one easement that was necessary for a driveway and I believe utilities. And so, there should be no other, issues with it. And, we have a price factor from Rob Rainey. And so each of the deeds have been calculated with that price factor. Each of the lots, except for one, are right around 10 grand each. And I also have the coastal resilience review, which literally couldn't be any cleaner. And so I think we're ready to roll.
Yep.
Jesse, do you want to add anything?
No, I think you did it. I'm here if there are any questions. I mean, I don't want to jinx it. It's been fairly straightforward. It took a lot of moving heaven and earth to get here. But we finally got the one easement that needed to be signed. And I have the original easement signed by both parties in my file at the moment. So I'm ready to record that once the rest of the deeds are approved. And I've been in touch with all the various owners. Stephen Cohen had represented many of them. I have one of them, and because of the extenuating circumstances, I now have, I think, 5 of the 6, just because of the practical implications of where we are at the moment. So I've again reached out to them all. I think everyone's ready to send in funds and do whatever we need to do. I believe, assuming this gets approved today, it's on the select board agenda for later this month. So they will be thrilled to be able to pull this off if it works out.
That's good.
Okay,
You guys
um,
know what's going on.
So I guess I have to take a vote for recommendation of parcels A through F on the, can't even read this plan, Jesse, 2021
It's plan number 2021-68.
68. Okay, and, with, subject to the easement, Jesse has, is getting executed and recorded. So I guess I'll do by roll call, Nat Reader,
Oh.
or Nat Reader, Nat Lowell, sorry, sorry, Dad.
Okay. With the insurance company now.
Lee Savage,
Tracy, this is Lee. Your voice is a little
sorry.
quiet coming through. What are we voting on?
Oh, we're voting on this yard sale, Lee, that is parcels A through F on the 2021-68 plan.
Okay. Before I vote yes, because I will vote yes, I did notice that Rob Rennie has provided us with the appropriate price per square foot. And I'm presuming that this motion includes those prices.
It does.
Yep.
Yep, so you want me to restate that?
She said that earlier, Lee, the owl might not have caught it somehow.
Yeah, as I said, part of it's my hearing and part of it is what's coming through the speakers of my computer. In any event, with those appropriate prices, Lee votes aye.
Okay. Tom?
Aye.
Okay, I think that's everybody. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the clean work.
Thank you. I
Took me
agree.
took 2 years to get here, but we made it.
So the longer I live here, the more I realize the less I know about the island. I didn't know we had a Folger Road up on the cliff.
Didn't, but we did. That's what I said earlier,
said.
Lee. I went to the wrong road numerous times, believe me. There's a lot of Folgers on Nantucket.
Right.
Okay. That was the magic wand of A through F.
Beautiful. So, thank you all. Next item is the review and recommendation of the following plans executed by the planning board, proposed for signature by the select board. It's Bank Avenue, parcels A through C being an unconstructed way. Oh, lordy, on land court plan, 8718A and 14733A. Okay, Tracy, what do we got?
So this is a part of a citizen warrant article from this year's town meeting in May, and they have very quickly prepared a plan and submitted it to the planning board, which is, it's actually on the agenda today for A&R, and so there were actually 2 plans, but we'll talk about the other one at a later meeting. So this is part of what we discussed about doing a like coordinated review
Yep.
prior to
Yeah.
letting it move forward, so that if there are any issues that we want to address or deny the moving on of the plan, we can do that at this opportunity. So we can decide to recommend that the select board sign this plan after the planning board does, or we can recommend they don't take action. So
Planning board is seeing it tonight, correct?
planning board is seeing it tonight is my understanding, and And so I thought, I'll put it on and then, usually the expectation is it goes from planning board straight to the select board to sign. I'm trying to catch them before they do that now.
Okay, I'll ask a question or two. Are all the abutters or interested parties who have rights in the way, or are they part of were they part of the citizens petition, or did they have sort of give their assent, blessing, for lack of a better term?
So I've spoken to Arthur Reed, who represents the abutters,
Okay,
and he confirmed for me that the parcels are being divided between two homeowners, and that the one other
got it.
one that has interest is already released their rights.
Okay,
And he represents them as well, I believe, and he doesn't anticipate that, he said this was something he worked out already.
makes sense.
So, so it's interesting the way this is divided up. It's closed now, so
Yeah.
it makes sense for it to be closed and cleaned up. I don't think anybody's been using it. When you look at the land court plans, it's very interesting, like the front lot here, and then they own this back lot here.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it makes sense that they close that up and
So
kind of make it one
I'll-
unit.
I'll bite. What's with parcel B?
Right, so I don't know parcel B.
Okay,
It's funny, I tried to look
there,
at it and try to figure out why would you create parcel B?
I mean, there's gotta be a reason for it. Otherwise, Blackwell wouldn't have shown it.
Right,
Uh,
and it is all land court.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's gonna have to go through that process anyways, but
Yep.
it's, I said, what's the idea of who would get what? And very clearly, 3 Grant is getting, parcel A here.
yep, would make sense.
And then parcel C obviously is going to this other one over here. But Arthur did say to me, between the two, they're getting all the parcels. So who's getting?
Who wants to fight
who's
over
getting
B?
B? And
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the reasoning? So it is interesting, and we may have to have him, we have him come to a future meeting to explain it.
So I guess my last. So I'm fine with this. Let me start by saying,
Get rid of that road.
I'm totally fine with this. I think my bigger question is going to be, is this going to be the most expeditious way for these homeowners to get what they want? Or should they wait? Because I have to believe, right, wrong, or otherwise, I have to believe that when it comes to deregistration, it's gonna be a lot easier if the town has not taken them. So if they, that's totally on Arthur to figure out, but it would, I mean, if I were the town, or Arthur, I would almost suggest the
Wait,
town.
let them get rid of the registered land part first.
I would, well, but I would say, hey, here, get all the steps ready for the town if they want to do this, but then don't actually record the order of taking or the plan.
Yeah,
Or I suppose you could do it theoretically, I suppose you could plan, but, or actually no. But just get everything in line, and then again, supposedly we're getting, the attorneys are getting us instructions in January or February about how to deregister. We haven't seen anything yet, but I would think that the court would find it a lot easier to, if you have 2 homeowners trying to deregister their property, that they can get rid of it this way instead of going through the town. Now the downside to that, if I'm putting on my town hat for a minute, is that we wouldn't get any money. We wouldn't, I mean, we get money when it goes on the tax rolls, yes.
Yeah,
But-
because of the taking part not happening?
But because we don't do the taking, we don't get the initial upfront couple $1,000s, whatever it may be.
And it doesn't have to be taken to get
if the homeowners,
Eventually,
if the homeowners work together, they can release their rights in it. Potentially, I mean, there is a potential way that that if they are, quote, the only abutters of a way, they all work together and they say, okay, well, we wanna release our rights in the way. That cleans.
okay,
that
so you're
cleans the
saying because
title.
it's registered, they have rights in it,
Mhm.
is
Oh,
the
yeah,
reason.
no
Yeah.
doubt.
Just like North Mill
Yeah.
Street was, okay, because that was the first time I ever heard that, was back with North Mill Street. That it was both sides of the road. So that's why you're saying that. I got it.
Yeah, conceptually, no issues. I would say Arthur can have that, sort of discussion about whether or not how he wants to proceed and what's the most expeditious way.
So this needs to be tabled then, a little bit.
I don't know, well,
Yeah, I mean, well, so here, that's why I wanted to bring it forth, because, I don't wanna be holding on to people's plans,
yeah,
if he
As
gets his
if
plan
you're
signed and
holding it
planning
up.
today. And I don't want to then have the select board sign a plan we don't know if we're taking or not. And that's happened to me times, about 6 plans now
I'll
since I
bet.
took this job, and I'm also I could be a year out on taking it, or more. I can't even tell you, I could probably plan all next year's.
Well, it has to
whole
go on,
docket.
but it has to go on the warrant to be taken, right?
No, it's already been.
Been done
It
already,
got
never
done
mind,
today.
I'm sorry, I got it.
Yeah. it got
So we
done
just have to
today.
do the, okay,
but the actual taking hasn't
The
been
actual
drafted.
taking.
Yeah, all right.
And to that point, the taking would arguably become before us as well. So if we wanted to hold off on that, I'm okay if this is just the first step, sort of with the understanding.
This is the preliminary.
Yeah, this
discussion.
is the preliminary.
This is me saying, I'm not gonna have the select board sign it until further notice, but I don't want them to have spent the time and money to go for a plan, have it go stale if it's a year from now.
just. Well, so
Yeah, please.
my
Go
non-lawyer
for it.
question to
Yeah.
the lawyer is how come Arthur hasn't said this yet? Or brought this to your
It
attention, because
may-
he knows this.
No, so it may be that I'm speaking for Arthur and he has already thought of this and
Yeah.
said, nope, I think the fastest way
That's-
is I'm gonna go through the town. And
That's
that's possible, and that's okay.
why I'm wondering.
That's
you know?
perfect, that's perfect. I mean, how about this? I don't want to be the delay in this, because they're gonna have plenty of delays as it is for something that may be a non-issue.
Yeah. Anybody else?
No,
Lee, can you hear us? Hi, Tom.
no,
Your answer is no, don't do it.
no. My answer is no comment. Like you asked anybody else.
Well said, well said.
It's a yes,
Uh,
no.
Well,
Yeah,
well, once again, I'm trying to follow the conversation. John, could you in half a sentence tell me what the alternatives are?
There are 3 alternatives. One, okay, call a decision tree. There are 2 possibilities. One possibility is that the town, everybody votes to approve this, the town endorses the plan, town signs the order of taking. Thereafter, the homeowners have to go through land court to try to get the paper roads. That's option 1A.
Okay,
Option 1B is the town take all the same steps, the town takes it, but the homeowners decide to deregister their properties, in which case it should arguably be faster than dealing with the land court. They still have to deal with the land court to get the properties out of land court, but it's arguably faster. So that's option 1B. Option 2 is that the homeowners just either petition the land court or deregister the properties without the order of taking and say, we are the only interested parties in this road. We want to release our rights in the road and leave the town out of it. Now, that's option 2. Arthur, I'm not going to answer for Arthur. I don't want to. He's a way smarter guy about this than I am. So my guess is he's going with option 1A or 1B. for both perhaps time and cost considerations and whatever agreement all these neighbors have worked out. So I think it probably makes sense to say, okay, we're okay with this with this plan endorsement. And we can deal with the order of taking when it comes and have that same discussion with Arthur to see, do you want the order of taking filed? Or do you want to try to deregister the properties in the meantime?
Okay, thank you, John. That's helpful. I've got two inconsequential comments. I just told you that the more I learn about Nantucket, the more I realize how little I know. I was looking in Sconset for Bank Street,
Yeah,
So was I.
fair.
where there is another Bank Street.
Once I saw those other names, I knew that that wasn't
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
Not-
that's all Grant. Yeah, that was it.
Nat will remember way back in Roads and Right of Way, somebody asked me about Spring Street, not the one near me in West Monomoy, but the little walkway from Lincoln Circle down to Jefferson,
Cool.
because they wondered whether it was a public way. Well, this is Nantucket. One deed owned to the middle of the way and the other deed owned to the edge of the way. And Jennifer said, forget about it, just leave it alone. But there is something called Spring Street. It's right in the same neighborhood. And now finally, I used to teach surveying. And there's a distinction between an error and a mistake. An error is when the equipment is in one way or another faulty. It gives you a bad answer. You followed, the surveyor has followed all protocol, but still comes up with an error. A mistake is when you read 6 for 9 or do something silly where you where the human error enters into it. And I'm just looking at parcel B and wondering whose tape measure was short.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery, Lee.
Because clearly Blackwell is cleaning up either an error or a mistake that laid the two boundaries there. But I'm in favor of cleaning it up and helping out the landowners. Whatever it takes, John.
Yep. Okay. All right. Any other comments, questions on these? Otherwise, we can recommend, give a recommendation to the select board
For this one.
for this one.
Which one?
And I think, and to be clear, just for the endorsement of the plan.
That's correct.
I mean,
Yeah,
the plan
that's it.
looks good.
Yeah.
It's just a question of how they wanna
Yep.
do it.
I think that,
They wanna go the route of deregistering, and go through the route of land court.
and that's right. And I would, yes.
So
and
do we make a motion based on that? I mean, I'm the same.
I think we make the motion just based on
The
recommend,
request.
yeah, just the request of recommending the execution of the
Okay,
plan.
okay.
That's it.
All right,
Once the planning board endorses it.
Yeah.
Okay.
that'll happen later. So I'll make that motion to endorse this plan.
Okay, once the
As-
planning
as
board
it's-
does, once the planning board
Once the
does.
planning board approves it.
Okay. That's the motion. Is there a second?
Happy to second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion on the motion? If not, let's do a roll call vote. Nat Lowell,
Aye.
Lee Saperstein,
Aye.
Thomas Barda,
Aye.
John Brescher, the chair votes aye as well.
So in the past, Tracy, I don't mean to, this is education. Every one of these meetings is like an education class as well as, it's an execution and an education.
We're all learning.
So, and before this deregistering, like, process was cleaned up after 150 years. You would have just done what we just did now without any of this conversation. Because it would have, because there isn't a choice.
The-
They would have had to go to land court because it's registered land and that's it.
The other,
Correct?
the
No.
other choice is conceivably, if you have, call it a kumbaya moment amongst all
Oh, okay.
all the owners,
They can dispose of it because they own
They
the
can
land.
petition
they can petition the land
Okay,
court
okay,
themselves.
okay. When it's
say-
land coded on both sides and everyone agrees, that's a different process. So you don't have to do a taking. So that's why you were talking about the money and all that.
Right.
But Rob would put that land into their deeds
Yes,
based on the surveyor's
yes.
plan. Okay,
Yes, because
Got it.
because ultimately, when the
so it'd be
land,
like a conveyance in theory, once, as
But
everybody
maybe the-
agrees.
Maybe the anomaly is parcel B.
Could
Maybe if they went that track
Yeah,
and
okay.
parcel B was hanging out there.
all right, this is good. I
owners
just
unknown.
wanna know in my own
No,
simple
it-
mind how this
No,
is,
no, there-
what's
there's
going on.
there's
with that.
nothing simple about these things.
No, but
No. All right, any other business? Anyone? Any other business? We're planning a meeting in January?
Yes, we are. And February, if we can do it.
Great, let's do it.
all right,
It's all
good. No, let's do more. That's good.
Okay, all right, in that case, at 2:33, may I please? Oh, boy, never mind. What's up?
Just January, I'm gonna be gone like the 20th or so about there. So if
Okay.
we do it early in January, that would be better. Just FYI, that's all.
So,
Cool.
so Tom, just so you know what it's gonna be, it's gonna hopefully be, the easement taking for the Surfside Road project.
Okay. Are we shooting for like the first or second week in January?
Yeah, we can, I can manage that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, but I can't, because I'm not sure whether I'll have a Zoom connection depending upon when you schedule it.
Okay,
Okay,
all right, well, I'll get that figured out. Alice and I will figure that out.
I'm back in Nantucket on January 19th.
okay. All right, we'll figure it out.
We don't have to have a specific, like, second Monday, third Monday. It can be
I
any
don't
day.
think so.
Okay,
No.
okay,
As long as it's before my meeting at the select
Right.
board.
yeah,
Exactly, there you go.
okay.
All right, may I have a motion to adjourn now at 2:34?
So moved.
Motion made, is there a second?
Yo,
Thank you.
please seconds.
Okay, we'll do roll call vote. All the, Nat Lowell,
Aye.
Lisa Apperstein,
Hi.
Ms. Barda,
Aye.
and John Brescher, the chair votes aye as well. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Happy
everybody.
holidays.
Happy holidays to you all.
Enjoy.
Yes.
Good catch. Okay, thank you
There you go.
very much.
All right, we're done recording?
Nat, I'm gonna tell you, I'm sorry. I